G'day guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Wildkard. Thank you for being here and giving me the pleasure and privilege to talk about the greatest sport in the history of the world, rugby. And this weekend is the greatest sporting event of the calendar year. It's better than Christmas, it's better than my birthday. It's the Bledisloe Cup. The All Blacks versus the Wallabies. And, I get really bad birthday presents. I get really bad Christmas presents. If the Wallabies can just get a draw, just a draw. That's all I ask. A draw. It'll be the best day of the year for me, okay? I just want a draw. I can't even dream for the Wallabies to win anymore, okay? Oh, man. It's been so brutal. 19 years since the last time the Wallabies won the Bledisloe Cup. By the way, they need to change the rules for the Bledisloe Cup as well. They can't just have 2 test series and if it's a draw, then the team who had the cup the year before retains the cup. That is BS. That is BS. They need to have point differentials at the end of the test matches. The team with the highest score difference should win the cup, not just the team that won it last year. It came to a draw. Gets the cup. That is BS. They need to change that. Also, they need to make sure that the game, okay? They need to make sure that there has to be a winner. So they can't just be, if for some reason it goes to a draw, even though I just wish for a draw, because they need to change it. If for some reason the game goes to a draw, there needs to be some kind of extra time and make sure that a winner is declared. That's my thoughts. I think it's just absolutely garbage year after year. The team that won the cup before keeps the cup because it's a draw. 1 game Australia, 1 game in New Zealand. 1 win for each team. And it's a draw and the New Zealand keeps the cup. They need to change that. And it's just such a low, easy reaching fruit as well. The TV ratings will go through the roof for the New Zealand game. If the Wallabies, even if the Wallabies lose the first game, TV ratings will go up for the New Zealand game as well because the Wallabies still have a chance to win mathematically, right? Not just the dead rubber. So just like such a small little things they can change to immediately make the game much more marketable and make some more money. I would like some money, just like everybody else. Anyway, so going into this game, obviously the biggest news came out of the Wallaby camp. The return of Bernard Foley, my boy returns. What a man! What a Bernie. Welcome back home. Good to see you back. So Bernard Foley returns to the Wallabies, and apparently he has a nickname called the Little Piggy. And James Slipper put a bit of rip on him, saying that it's good having Little Piggy back and having the ball around his little fat fingers. So anyway, actually I didn't read that properly. He literally said it's good having Little Piggy around and his little fat fingers. So bit of ribbing already to get Bernard Foley right into the fold. Obviously the All Blacks opted for size in this game due to some of their injuries, and I think Adi Savia basically has a childbirth commitment, so he went home. Shannon Fritzell has a bit of rib injury, so the New Zealand has to swap things around. Bodie Retallick returns, so they added Bodie Retallick to the lock position and put Jordy Barrett at the blindside flanker position, which resulted in a really massive 4-pack for the All Blacks, which is looking quite intimidating. We're going to have a look at that in a minute. And obviously the Wallabies also made drastic changes to the team as well due to various returns and injuries. Not the reason that Bernard Foley stepped in because Nola Seo still has concussion issues, and we should say the Wallabies line has made a very drastic changes as well for the Wallabies. So the Bledisloe Cup, 19 years Wallabies have not won, and I will explain to you why I'm wearing the All Black jersey right now. Okay, so the last time the All Blacks played in Melbourne, the Wallabies lost 20 points to 15, but in 2007, let me tell you a story. 2007, the Kiwis ventured into Melbourne at where is it? No, that's not right. Here, 2007, ventured into the Melbourne Cricket Ground, the MCG, and lost 20 points to 15. The All Blacks were winning quite comfortably at halftime. I think it was like 12 points or 14 points or something. Anyway, I don't know. They were winning quite comfortably at halftime. And it was looking like, yeah, they're going to win. Second half, no one knows what happened. The All Blacks just kind of almost looked like they fell asleep. And yeah, they lost 20 points to 15. Why is this important? Because I was there at this game. And I thought the All Blacks surely would win this with Richie McCaw, Jerry Collins, Tana Umaga on the field, the full starting team. I thought for sure the All Blacks were going to win this. And I showed up in a All Black jersey. and the All Blacks lost. So, the moral of the story is, if I wear the All Blacks jersey, the Wallabies are going to win, okay? Especially in Melbourne. Okay? Never going to make that mistake again. You can thank me later. Okay? So, yes. This is going to be in Melbourne once again. It's a bit of a different stadium. Dockland Stadium in Melbourne. And last time they were in Dockland, the All Blacks did win at Dockland Stadium. The All Blacks did win 49 points to 28. But yeah, that's beside the point. And this is going to be played on Thursday because AFL is the biggest sport in Melbourne. They wanted to make sure they sell out the stadium, which I guess they strategically made the right decision. The stadium is sold out on a Thursday night. I thought they might struggle with it. Obviously, it's going to be a lot of the Kiwis. There's a lot of Kiwis in Melbourne, so 2 home games for the All Blacks. Oh. Anyway, again, it's going to be raining on Thursday, so we saw how good the All Blacks played in the rain just 2 weeks ago against Argentina. So again, home ground advantage for the All Blacks. Even the gods are helping the All Blacks with a bit of rain for the day. This is going to be a open roof stadium as well. So yeah, so let's have a look at some of the stats from the players. So the All Blacks obviously trashed the Argentinians in the rain. Some of the outstanding players for that, like literally, the All Blacks didn't even look like the rain was there. Like their handling was so perfect, so smooth. It did not affect them at all. Whereas the Argentinians struggled again and again, dropping the balls because of the wet conditions. Just the difference in skill level. Some of the big performances out of that game. Rieko Ioane. Look at the stats he pumped out in that game against Argentina. Not to mention that he scored a try and a 1 assist. 11 runs, 100 run meters out of 11 runs. Only a person who hit triple digits in this test match. In fact, doubling pretty much the next highest person at Jordy Barrett. And what is this one? Clean breaks fought, 6 defenders beaten, 4 offloads. I think the offloads, the main thing that I kind of criticized him a little bit in the past. I felt like he's much better as a winger because his offloading game is... he does play like a winger, but this game, he looked absolutely spectacular. Like, probably, yeah, he looked like the best outside center in the world in this match. Carried the ball extremely well, created space out wide. He set up a try for, I think, Caleb Clark. And absolutely superhuman performance this weekend for, like 2 weeks ago for Rieko Ioane. And this weekend, again, it's really about shutting him out. Close out that distance, close out that space for him. If you give him space, he's going to absolutely carve you up. So, Rieko Ioane, the danger man for the All Blacks backline. And the other thing from the All Blacks forward, I thought was really impressive, is Somasani Takiaho, who scored a try for the All Blacks. Did he score a try? I think he scored a try as well. Let's just have a look at the stats just to be sure. No, he did not score a try. But Somasani Takiaho, the biggest ball runner in the backline, more than Adi Savia, surprisingly. 16 carries. Savia only had 15 as a number 8. So Somasani Takiaho, again, brings that awesome line-out set piece for the All Blacks, but just a huge guy who likes to run the ball. In terms of defense, the All Blacks really also much better performance from the defense as well. Sam Kane, 1 missed tackles in the weekend. I always thought Ethan de Groot's defense was a bit of an issue. No defensive issues against Argentina on the weekend. Rieko Ioane also put a bit of a good defensive effort as well. 7 tackles in the back line. 1 missed tackle. So he is actually human. So yeah, not exactly perfect there. But for the Wallabies, the stats for the Springboks against the Mariners was much, much worse. If you can see here, the danger players on the wing, Marika Korombete, Tom Wright, hardly had, like, Korombete has 10 run meters compared to, 6 carries, 10 run meters, and Tom Wright, 13 run meters. That is really, really low numbers in terms of meters. And all the forwards hardly touched the ball in that game against the Springboks. Defense, again, the forwards did a lot of work. Alatoa, 10 tackles as a tight head prop. Really, really impressive. I thought he showed a lot of energy that game, especially beating up Ibn Isabeth. I was very proud of him. I was really, really proud of him standing up against Ibn Isabeth there. Fraser McRae put in quite a bit of work as well for the Wallabies. But overall, nothing too fancy to look at. And a lot of work needs to be done this weekend if the Wallabies wants to keep the Bledisloe Cup alive. So, let's have a look at the lineup. First up, the All Blacks, like I mentioned, made a very few changes this game. Coming in the loose head position, Ethan de Groot. Ever since he's been called back into the All Blacks team, the All Blacks scrummaging has significantly improved, dominating the from basically being dominated by the Springbok scrum to, matching the Springbok scrum in the second test, and then going forward to dominate the Argentinian scrums in the following 2 tests, in the last 2 tests. And that largely attributes to the new 4-pack that they've, new front rowers that they added to the team. And Nathan de Groot is one of the pieces. Somasani Takiaho, ever since I thought he has always been absolutely excellent ever since being caught up into the All Blacks team. He was not even selected last year before he was caught in as like an injury sub. But my goodness, I thought he should have been selected. And sure enough, he proved that he deserved to be in the All Blacks. Just absolute brutalizing machine. Huge scrummaging, huge line-out performances, and really good accuracy in the line-out throw as well. Something that the All Blacks has been lacking, and really needed for that performance. Terrell Lomax has been kind of like on the bench for quite a bit, but recently he's been put up to the loose head pot position, and my God, he's been really, really good as well. Just that scrummaging that the All Blacks really need him to perform, and he's done the job quite well for the All Blacks there. That's something that the All Blacks I like how the All Blacks are moving back to that traditional philosophy of the forwards. Just need you to do the scrummaging, just need you to do the set pieces, just need you to get that basics, fundamentals right, get your tackles down, and everything else is kind of like as a bonus. Instead of, they kind of moved away from that into more of like a ball carrying, running style of forwards, and that resulting in a lot of these props, messing up their passes, dropping the ball, and just also look tired late in the game because they've been trying to do all these things that the backs are supposed to be doing, and then they just worn out and not able to do the fundamentals correctly as needed. So that's the All Blacks front row, really, really dangerous. It's a big challenge ahead for the Wallabies. Jem Slipper comes in number 1. Dave Parecki moves up from the bench to the number 2 position. He was actually the preferred starting hooker for the Wallabies for a while, for the start of the rugby championship, but he got a bit injury and he's back. So he was returned on the bench, and now he's back on the starting number 2 position. And he's good. He's really accurate in lineouts and pretty good in terms of scrummaging as well. Alatoa, number 3, like I was mentioning before. I saw a side of Alan that I didn't know that existed. He stood up to Ibn Isabeth, did not flinch. Absolutely got on his face. Ibn Isbeth, his eyes almost popped out his socket, right, in that fight. And Alan did whilst being, pushed around by the collar, still had the kindness to push his eyes back into his face to make sure they don't pop out of his back into Ibn Isbeth's face to make sure they don't pop out. So I thought that was really, really, gentleman of him to do that. So big thumbs up. And not to mention the beer afterwards was really good. But for me, him standing up for himself, no fear. It really showed me some, a lot of passion that I really, really respected from Al Alatoa. And I want to see that this game against the All Blacks. Some passion, just standing up for yourselves. Really, really important to see. So, just no fear. Really good. Al Alatoa, big game for him this weekend. Jem Slipper as well, ever since he took over the captaincy, he has been really, really good for the Wallabies, taking off a lot of the load for the team, doing a lot of good carrying, making much fewer mistakes as well, and really has grown since he taken over the captaincy, showing a lot of maturity, and just a lot of, you really like normally he doesn't really run the ball that much, but he really has taken carry the ball that much, but he really like taken that duty up upon himself to fill the role that is needed for the team, and he's done quite well for the Wallabies. I think his running game has been really improved. He's showing more physicality now ever since he's taken over the captaincy. So I really respect that from Jem Slipper. Jet Halloway moves from number 6 to number 4 as the bomb squad, the Wallabies bomb squad, has fallen apart. As obviously 2 weeks ago, the Wallabies played the bomb squad with 6 forwards on the bench, and the injuries almost had Dave Rennie probably sweating a little bit between his legs. But it's good that he's kind of going back to the traditional style of 5-4 bench split. And Jet Halloway as well, one of the players that was put into the number 6 position just to give him more weight and pack against the Springbok fullback. He's now back in a 4 position. Matt Phillip goes to the number 5 position. Has been really good for the Wallabies. I thought pretty solid in terms of set piece. And just big boy. Likes to occupy a lot of that space around the rocks. For the All Blacks, big return, Brodie Retallick. He was on the bench 2 weeks ago against Argentina, following the absorbing cheekbone tackle, absorbing tackle with his cheekbone. So he broke his cheekbone absorbing a tackle. So he's back at number 4 jersey. Sam Whitelock gets number 5 jersey for the All Blacks once again. The veteran for the number 5 position, Rob Leota for the Wallabies, comes off the bench at number 6 jersey. For the All Blacks, this is where the size comes in. Scotty Redcut Barrett comes in number 6. He has his performance is actually being on and off a bit at number 6 jersey. So the first time he played number 6 against the Irish, he put on like a superhuman performance, and then the next one he did against the Irish, it was just an average game. So he's on and off in his performance at number 6 jersey. Personally, I do like Scotty Barrett at the lock position. He works. I think he's just a lot better with that mongrel, working in closer, tighter spaces around the rocks instead of out wide in open field. He just works a lot better with the his size and space around the rocks with when he's playing the lock. So I really do like him at 5 and 4, a bit better than 6, but we shall see how he goes this weekend. P. Samu gets moved off the bench. He is the best finisher for the Wallabies. He gets the open side flanker position for the Wallabies at number 7. Sam Kane, many criticized him for his poor performances. And again, every week, I checked his stats. They look fine. They don't look like, super crazy bad. Has the, one of the highest work rates in the 4 pack. Really not too much to ask for outside of that. Very, few mistakes. Last week's game, obviously, he played really well. So he gets number 7 jersey once again. The thing, I think the most important thing about Sam Kane is he's not letting the criticism get into him. He's just, keeping his head down and do what needs to be done. Rob Valentini had a bit of I thought he's, made a few too many mistakes last game, but he gets number 8 jersey once again for the Wallabies. Need that size and physicality for this game for sure. Hoskins Sotutu finally gets a return for the All Blacks this year. I think this is the first appearance for the All Blacks team in 2022. Gets number 8 jersey in place of Adi Savia, who's returning home for his upcoming new child. Jay Gordon comes in number 9 for the Wallabies, getting caught up from the bench in place of, Nick White. So Jay Gordon is the 9. Aaron Smith, again gets number 9 jersey for the All Blacks. At number 10 position, this will be has Bernard Foley actually played against Richie Mo'unga before? I think he has, right? Surely he has. Yeah, in 2019, they did play against each other. But it's been a while now. Since 2019, Bernard Foley has played international tests. He's been playing Japan. Also, there's a bit of a gap between the Japanese season. The Japanese season, I think, ended in 2 months ago. Maybe not 2 months ago. It's September now, so it ended in June or something. So it's been 3 months or something since the last time the Bernard Foley actually played professional rugby. So he's had a bit of a break since then, and the Wallabies did talk about that. They talk about how they were trying to, build him back into the test rugby for the last couple of weeks now. So, a few weeks now, ever since he return for the Rugby Championship. So yeah, we shall see how he goes this game. He's up against Richie Mo'unga, one of the, a very dangerous guy, lots of different kicking options. So we shall see how Bernard Foley actually handles Richie Mo'unga's variety of tricks on the field. A key area for the game for both teams is the goal kicking. Richie Mo'unga has been very good recently, but during Super Rugby, which is not that long ago, his goal kicking has been about, maybe just a bit more than 50%. So his goal kicking has been a bit inconsistent, Richie Mo'unga. See how that's really important for the All Blacks as well. If he misses a few kicks, the Wallabies definitely has a chance to take the game. Bernard Foley, also someone who's not known to be great at goal kicking. So we'll have to see whether or not he's worked on that during his time in Japan. But when he was playing for the Wallabies, again, mostly known for his spectacular attacking rugby style and less of his kicking and goal kicking strategies. For the Wallabies in number 11, Marika Corambetti, really poor game last one, I thought. He did look like he had a bit of a calf injury, or maybe had a bit of a tight calf. But unlike the first game against the Springboks, the second one, again, consistency issues for Marika Corambetti. Hopefully he gets a good game this one against the All Blacks. Caleb Clark, always the brutalizer for the All Blacks on the wing. It's key for Corambetti and is to just match that physicality of Caleb Clark. This will be some huge collisions on the coming up on Thursday. Lalakai Foketi comes back at number 12. His last game was the game against the big loss against Argentina. So hopefully he's redeemed himself. He's, tied it up his act a little bit. He did score a try against Argentina, I think. But, that was not a really good debut for him. This will be a much, much bigger test for him against the All Blacks. Dave Havili, the second 5'8" for the All Blacks. They have been a lot of talks about how he was the critical, player that helped the All Blacks beat the Argentinians in the second test with his his kicking game. But I do feel like, it's interesting. I do feel like, not because of the kicking game, I do feel like it's the fact that Richie Mo'unga and David Havili are both players for the Crusaders, and they gel much better, not just because of the kicking game, because I've seen David Havili play next to Bowden. They just clashed in style, and it didn't really work. I just think they gel a lot better because they are teammates. They know exactly what each other wants to do, which makes the kicking, the kicking game look a lot better because players around him knows what he's doing. So maybe that's the case, but he is technically like a second 5'8" who's going to be doing a lot of the kicking from that number 12 position. Len Ikitau is the Wallabies, I guess, kicking game player out of the center position. They do like to do a lot of territory kicking out of the 13 position for the Wallabies. So Len Ikitau does that quite well. Also a really good ball runner and physical ball runner as well out of that 13 position. Riku Ioane, as I mentioned, the most dangerous man on the field this weekend on Thursday. If he's given space, his performance against Argentina is the best one I've ever seen out of the center position for him. And if he does that again against the Wallabies, that will really prove that that game against Argentina was not just a fluke, he's actually, done some homework. It did look like, to me, he's learned something from Conrad Smith, like the way he carried the ball, the way he ran the ball, looked like, I don't know, I had the big flashback of Conrad Smith when I saw him 2 weeks ago. So I was so impressed. We'll have to see if he can back up the performance. But the key for the Wallabies this game is to shut him out, to make sure that he doesn't get that space to work like he did against Argentina. Tom Wright comes in at number 14. He was really good under the high ball for the Wallabies. So we shall see again if he's going to fulfill that duty under the high ball, moving to more of a fullback position late in the game. Will Jordan, probably also another fullback for the All Blacks, also really good with the kicking game as well on the field. Against the Pumas, it did look like he was given more freedom to do kicking if he feels the opportunity present itself. Whereas in the previous games, it did look like he was told specifically not to kick the ball away. But he did much better when he was given that freedom once again against Argentinians in 2 weeks ago. Andrew Callaway, 8K, moves up from the bench to the number 15 jersey to the fullback position. So he was brought on early against the Springboks in the second test due to injuries. So finally he gets number 15 jersey. I do feel like Rhys Hodge played better at 15, to be honest. I do think Hodge's long-range goal-kicking potential is really important for a test like this. Also, Rhys Hodges on the high ball is quite good and has a big boot for the return kick, matches that of Jordy Barrett. But Dave Rennie has opted for Andrew Callaway, maybe a bit more of attacking in mind, counter-attacking in mind from the kicking game out of the All Blacks. We shall see how that's going to turn out. As I just mentioned, the man Jordy Barrett, number 15, the third Barrett on the field, not on the field, second Barrett on the field, third Barrett in the team. He is on textbook, he's the best fullback in the world. Big boot, perfect under the high ball, big hard running carry ball. A lot of the Kiwis has been talking about having him move into center, play more of a second playmaker sort of thing. They don't need that anymore with David Havili at 12, I don't think. But Jordy Barrett as a fullback, as good as you can get. And in the reserves, few changes for the Wallabies. Obviously, the 6-2 forward back split has been changed back to the traditional 5-3. Due to a lot of injuries last game, that really got the Wallabies concerned. Anyway, Folau Faenga comes in at the hooker position. He's up against Dan Coles. Colesy has been has been himself against Argentina, giving Pablo Matera quite a bit of grief after the game. But Colesy, again, I think he was selected here because his line-out accuracy is quite high and also a pretty good ball runner. Scott Seo comes in number 17 for the Wallabies for the scrummaging mostly. George Bauer has been selected for number 17 out of the Crusaders. Fletcher Newell, this is actually the Crusaders front rows, tight head props and loose head prop here. George Bauer and Fletcher Newell. Fletcher Newell has been improving a bit in recent games as well since his shaky debut in Ellis Park. Po Fa'a Musili Fa'amausili. There you go. Gets his second test against the All Blacks. Second test overall, and it's going to be against the All Blacks. 130 kilos. Big man, big boy out of the Melbourne Rebels. It's two rookies in the tight end position on the bench. It's interesting to see how they're going to handle the pressure. So Darcy Swain comes in at number 19 as a finisher for the Wallabies. All Blacks, Akia Ioane. The second Ioane is coming off the bench in that loose forward position. Fraser McWright comes in at number 20 for the Wallabies in that loose forward position. Dalton Papali'i comes in. Akia Ioane will probably come in. Yeah, will be a loose forward as well because if they need to change a lock, Scott Barrett will go to the lock. So yeah, All Blacks has two loose forwards on the bench. Dalton Papali'i gets the second loose forward position for the All Blacks. So it's really interesting setup here. So the Wallabies has a lock, Darcy Swain, and a loose forward, Fraser McRae, whereas the All Blacks has two loose forwards here. So there could be a speed difference in the second half when these two guys come on the bench. Nick White, the mustache, gets number 21 position. Up against Finlay Christie at number 21 for the All Blacks. Rhys Hodge, 22 for the Wallabies. King Bowden Barrett comes in number 22. I wonder where he's going to go for the All Blacks. Always interesting to see whether they're going to put him at number 10 or maybe at a fullback. But last week he came on, he just looked brilliant. He scores a try in the open, like he slotted himself in center position and scored a try pretty much immediately coming off the bench, and it was quite good. And Jordy Patea gets returned to the Wallabies at number 23 jersey, and Quinn Tupaia gets number 23 to potentially replace David Havili in the second half. So it's really good setup here as well for the All Blacks. Really smart setup. Quinn Tupaia is more of a ball carrying style of a center, whereas David Havili is more of a second 5A kicking, playmaking style of center. So they can actually opt to swap him into 12 for a different style if they need to any time of the game. So really, really good to have him on the bench. Quinn Tupaia, I'm really hyped on him. I felt like they should start him at outside center. But obviously Rieko Ioane's performance 2 weeks ago probably put that on hold. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. My predictions: Wallabies 21, All Blacks 18. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and have a good week. Cheers.